Hey guys, this is your instructor, Peter Olson. I'm taking a look at the week 2 discussion, and I'm just giving you some general feedback on what I see so far. This is not your final grade, so just some tips to help you get there. First up, we've got April. April, you have Brainiac Coffee, one of my favorites. Coffee that makes you smarter. So when I look at these icons, uh, yeah, I see you got round 2 here, which I'm kind of liking better. The coffee bean as a brain is a really good idea. That seems to fit it. Uh, Things with coffee beans and plants growing don't really seem to fit the brand. Um, Here's the bean as a brain. I think you could develop that further, perhaps. Um, I'm not sure. Let's see, what's number 6? Not sure what's going on there. 5, 7, 10, and 12 are your favorites. Okay, so 7, the brain, I bet. 12, not seeing it. So what I'm seeing is like the smart coffee bean there. That's a good one. This brain one, perhaps. This is an interesting thing. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Kind of looks like a head. But I think you need to think through some more imagery that has to do with being smart and genius and all that stuff, and less coffee beans and plants. So keep going. Um, Next up, we got Reginald. Reginald, you had Stonehaven Toffee. So all these logos seem to be like word marks in banners, like a lot of them. And what I'm looking for is an icon, like an interesting icon to represent this English toffee. Um, the sort of Union Jack in a circle, perhaps. I'm not a fan of using flags as a logo, but yeah, all these have like words on things. So think of an icon like the mountains. This is sort of a Scottish heritage. There's castles, there's rocks, there's things in Scotland that you could probably look at. Uh, a little bit of British stuff too. Um, well, I'm saying Scotland because Stonehaven is a castle, I believe, in Scotland. So take a look at some of those imageries. Heraldry is okay, but make it more of an image and less wordy, less words. Put the words underneath. Perhaps there's an animal of some type that would represent this. So keep going. Next up, we got Ashley. Ashley, you did Pacific Coast Orchards, which is sort of dried fruit. You've got some wonderful visual exploration of the Pacific Northwest, of mountains, of leaves, of trees. I'm not really seeing a full-on icon for a logo yet. These mountains are quite nicely done. I like the acorn, but sort of think how you can add something to these to make them unique, a special thing. I kind of like the waterfall, the bird. So combine things, like is it a bird made out of fruit, or does the waterfall, have something to do with fruit or something? So perhaps you can sort of, you're from Oregon. Okay, good. Yeah, you certainly sort of capture that sort of Oregon spirit here, but I'm looking for a logo icon. So think about cross-wiring different concepts and see what you can come up with. How come these trees are Pacific Coast orchard trees as opposed to any other tree, is what I'm saying. I hope that's helpful. Your sketching is very nice, but keep it simple and more ideas. All right. Cassandra, you did Barbarella's Twisted Snacks, which is sort of a crazy hippie snack, psychedelic, retro, fun. There's a movie from the 70s called Barbarella, starring Jane Fonda. Uh, Take a look at that if you can. All right, so the flower with the peace sign is kind of cool. I like that. The crazy mushroom is also a really good idea. This one makes me think a little bit of, I guess it's just like the twisted snack on someone's tongue, but it makes me think of the Rolling Stones Andy Warhol cover, so not so much on this. I do like the mushroom, the sun. Obviously, you got more work to do, so keep going on that. Think about Barbarella, the movie. There's a little bit of science fiction, space, weirdness there that maybe you can draw on some of that too for imagery. Next we got Jade. You did Salty Dog, Sea Salt Caramel. So nautical themed with a little dog, a dog in a sailor hat. Yeah, that's a good one. The lighthouse on a rock, perhaps, if you make it sort of unique and your own. The ship of sail. Some of these, like the ship and the anchor, you got to figure out how to put your own sort of twist on it. And I don't mean just putting the initials on there. This salted caramel, this looks like a pretzel almost, so I wouldn't say not that. Yeah, so if you can create this dog character and really give it some personality, perhaps the lighthouse, if it has some drama or a special thing to it, and maybe the sailboat as well. So those are the three that I'd kind of focus on. Oh, you got more. Sorry. Yeah, this dog has more personality, I would say. Message in a bottle. It's an interesting image, but I'm not sure it's an icon for a logo. And there's the life-saving dog, perhaps. I kind of like that one. So you got a few good options here, so keep going. All right, Michael, you did Big Easy Cookies, which is New Orleans cookies. So you've got a fleur-de-lis, a mask, the beads, New Orleans or Louisiana, a sort of mask with a fleur-de-lis, perhaps. Here is a cookie dressed up like Mardi Gras dude. It's kind of fun. Mask with the jester hat. This is kind of a fleur-de-lis with a B-E in there. And this one is another mask. So the cookie dude, perhaps. You've got to give him some personality. I think if you look into the whole sort of tradition of Mardi Gras, there's a little sort of darkness to it that maybe is kind of interesting. I wouldn't use just this fleur-de-lis. This is like an existing symbol that you know, and the beads kind of don't really tell me much. The mask, perhaps. The number 8 and number 1 are kind of banking off the same idea. This mask is a little scary. Maybe that's good. So perhaps there's a mask. This creative, this cookie dude, and I'm not sure what your third one is, so you got to keep working. All right, so that's it. That's all I see in the discussion. I hope this is helpful, and I can't wait to see what you do next.